It's a water pipe, and you can see all the rusty crap. Welcome back to the channel. GTO. Clutch just been changed. Gearbox is back on with fresh oils. Transfer case, fresh oils. Test drive went mint till I got home. Plumes of steam as soon as I turned the car off. I've located the culprit. It's a hard pipe that comes off the turbo. It's one of the turbo feeds. So I'm going to take that pipe off because it's just a bit of rubber hose at the end of that metal pipe. I'm going to take the hose off and I'm going to pop it down to a mechanic shop and hopefully they can repair it for me. We'll see how we get on. I think it's going to be a simple job. And there's your culprit. To be honest, with the amount of rust that's on there, I think that's been going for a while. It's a bit battered. We're gonna take it to MB, see if we can fix it. And we're back. So this is the current state of, so you can see the hole. See the hole? It looks like it's been pinched. MB saved the day. And this is what we've cut, well, what he came up with. This is what he's come up with. He's made a new one of them. He's also made me a spacer to try and keep that the same width. Went to the shop around the corner from him just to get this pipeman that fits on there with a couple of new clips. I'm obviously going to cut this pipe down a length, but yeah, shout out to, I have to give an acknowledgement to MB Motorsport Michael. Thanks very much for this. This is much appreciated because he didn't actually charge me for this. He did that for free while I waited. And the hose, £3 with the clamps, you know. So to be honest, this is going to be a bloomin' cheap and easy fix. So the theory is that the way that this went onto the turbo, kind of that fashion, with the bolt going that way, at the end, the other end was a rubber hose, probably about 6 inches long, that went into the thermostat housing. So the idea is that I'm just going to take that rubber hose out and just have this going from there, see how that fits, going all the way to the thermostat housing with this rubber hose. I've got my bloody hoodie on as well because it's without the hoodie I'm cold and with the hoodie on I'm sweating, so it's one of them weird days. Okay, the car is back together. It's not perfect, but technically should get this car running again. Yeah, that's the old parts. That's the bit that that came off. So that was onto the turbo, like such fashion, and it went round, and then this bit of pipe was on the end of that with going to the thermostat housing. So in a sense we've only got a shorter pipe with a bit longer tube, and this is what it looks like. I mean, can you tell? Can you tell? All you beady eye people there, can you tell? Right, okay. There. So a new bit is there with a spacer, new flange. Unfortunately, because of the design, it's solid. I can get my fingers underneath it. There's a nice gap that's visible between the turbo and the pipe. And yeah, the pipe comes along there and under to where my finger is there. So it doesn't have to travel all that far, and that is solid. Okay, so it's not ideal that it's designed like that, but I've had to make do in the hope that this car is going to give me a little bit more luck, you know. You're going to put some water in it now, and then I have to wait for Anth, because Anth, obviously if you saw the episode with the RX-7, we use that fancy no spills no frills kind of thing. He's going to bring that over for me so we can bleed this thing properly, and then Annabelle can take it for a drive, not me, because every time I drive this car I break it. So once again, we jump to several days later. As I say, I'm not good at this vlogging crap around my neck, and I'm wearing a vest, so excuse the the lack of clothes. I'm wearing a vest because it is absolutely red hot outside. Welcome summer. This is the kind of weather that I love. Okay? GTO is still on the driveway. So far, everything's okay, gearbox clutch wise. Where we left off with a bit of piping. So the bit of piping on the car has been fixed, and the car's been out on a couple of occasions. One occasion, it started dripping water, and I think it's coming from the radiator cap. So the next time it drives out, I'm hoping that I've got a spare radiator cap there. I'm going to put that on and see, because the radiator cap seemed a bit hitty-missy. So it could be that, and I'm hoping it's something as simple as that. I've also been busy because something else has changed, and I've done a deal. You know, all this GTO 3000 GT VR4 footage that's coming your way with this channel so far, a car that doesn't even belong to me. I thought, you know, I'm going to spend some time on the Skyline for a bit. So I'm going to apologise now that this vlog is going to be completely all over the place. You're going to have a bit of GTO, you're going to have a bit of Skyline footage. Going back to the Skyline, I've made a decision and I've made a deal. And I don't know if you caught the glimpse of it there. You might have just caught the glimpse of something there. Yeah, the seats in the car. The seats in the car I never really liked. I'm going to be honest, I never really liked the seats in the car. They were too much, they were too aggressive. They just made the cab feel really small. And the car is quite a big car. I don't want to show you the car because the seats, one of them's already in. I've got a seat here on the floor, which this is going to be today's video. I'm going to put the passenger side in. I didn't vlog putting the driver's seat in because I was too excited, and yeah, just put it in just to make sure that it was going to fit my requirements. And my requirements were, why don't I stop talking crap, show you the seat, and then I can explain why I've done what I've done seat wise. Hopefully on an OTT car I haven't gone a little bit further OTT, and hopefully you like them. I've gone for Sparko Sprints, yes, in blue, to match the car. The deal that I got was the seats, I got a set of TRS harnesses, and I got the rails. I've got the runners. It was all an incomplete thing. I'll put you out your misery, and I shall show you what they look like in the car. I don't think it's open. No, it's not. I'm obviously retaining the original harnesses that I had in the car working with the other seats. Now the reason why I went for these seats, they're smaller up here. The problem that I had with the other seats is that they were touching here. They were on those runners there. Get rid of that. They were on those runners there, which driver was. The driver was on that. Yes, I know, there's two handles. But the driver's seat was mounted to that. Passenger was on these runners and onto these makeshift rails. The problem with that is that you sit really, really high in the car. And I'm a short ass, okay? I'm not the tallest guy. And my head was about here, okay? The top of the seat used to touch against that. And also used to rub against the top of the bit here. So if I was any taller, I probably would have had a problem trying to get the seat further back. So I did a deal where those seats have now done the journey, and now we've got these seats with runners which are specifically made for this car, in the hope that it's going to drop me down a hell of a lot lower. I have sat in the car, and yeah, I do feel a little bit lower. I'm actually excited about this. I think it's a good deal. I think I'm going the right way. Seats need a little bit scrubbing up because there's a bit. I should have done it before I put the seats in, but yeah, no, I was too excited and I wanted to get them in. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to pull the car out and I'm going to get the passenger side in. New seats for the Skyline. I was a bit worried. I'm going to be honest. I was a bit worried. I thought it was going to be a bit too much blue, but the only person that's really seen them is Annabelle, and she seems to like them and says that I should actually keep them. You know, I did the deal mainly because of the runners, with the understanding that maybe if I didn't like them once they were in the car, there could be a stopgap until later on, whatever. Oh, I've just noticed something. In my haste of putting the seat in, that seat is not straight, so it's sitting on the piss. It should be straight. See what I mean? We're gonna have to change that. We're gonna get that car out of the way so I can pull mine out of the way, and yeah, we're gonna start working. I've moved the car out. Now, time to get this seat in. Okay, so it's a few hours later. I ended up having something to eat and just chilled for a bit because it was red hot out here. Shadows now. Seats are in. I'm still not sure if it's too much blue. But drivers, they're very stiff. I think I need to adjust them. I've literally just put them in as they were originally from another car. But I think they've got to be tweaked amongst there. Like loosen them off to get it to run better, because at the moment the passenger side doesn't really move. Well, that's that for this car.